conversations with JT and Low. You never know which way to rattle. Classic conversations with JT and Low. You never know which way to rattle. It's gonna go. Classic conversations with JT and Low. You never know which way to rattle. It's gonna classic conversations with JT and Low. You never know which way to rattle. It's gonna go. Classic conversations with JT and Low. You never know which way to rattle. It's gonna go. Classic conversations with JT and Low.
Oh, are we? Really? Okay.
Oh, hey.
We live.
I knew that.
Okay. Yeah, live. Yo, what's happening, people? Y'all know what time it is. It is right around 8:30, so it is time for Classic Conversations with JT and Low.
And that's a cop.
Listen, man, we right here on YouTube. Make sure that you follow and make sure that if you're just looking at it, you're doing wrong. You need to hit the button and go ahead and hit that subscribe button so that you can get these notifications going forward. Got some other things in store for you, but you got to hit the button here first, all right? So hit the subscribe button while you just taking a listen. Hit the subscribe button, then hit that share button. Let other people know what's happening, because again, we just talk about, things that what I call a dialogue for the community. Mm-hmm. That's what we're doing, man. We're not saying that we're actually going to solve too much, but we will speak on something that will spark somebody else to come up with a solution. You dig? Angelo.
What up, brother?
How's your week, guy?
Oh, good week. Man, Uptown, man. We had JJ from the SIP back at Uptown, man. So that was a dope weekend, man. I hadn't seen JJ here in a minute. His first time at the new spot. So it was real good, man. And look at that close-up. Appreciate that close-up. Because it gets to show one more time. Because y'all know what it is. I told y'all don't stop. Can't stop, won't stop. Can't stop, won't stop. You know what I mean?
Or stopping next year.
Oh, there you go again. Hey. There you go. They keep making great clips.
Have a coach.
They keep making great clips of you every time you hate, man. That'd be perfect, man. Keep hating now.
If y'all have a coach, that's all I'm saying.
Okay.
As a cop, how was your week, man?
It was good, man. Back in the saddle working. Everything's going good.
You said back in the saddle working.
Meaning I'm back working.
What? Okay.
That's
All
country.
You got bored, huh?
Yeah.
I understand. Get a little bored out there being retired and everything. You want to get around some people again. I get it. What in the world? Man, I can't. I'm trying to get signed in so that I can talk to my people. March Madness, it is amongst us. Howard is playing right now. I'm not sure what the score is. Doesn't matter about that game because the next game they got to play the University of North Carolina Tar Heels.
Then it does matter.
Yeah, don't even matter. Don't even matter. It's a done deal next week. I hope Howard win, even though I hate that my Tar Heels might have to beat the HBCU, but they're in the way for what we're trying to do and all that type of stuff. Hey man, did y'all hear about this? The police officers that pled guilty to beating up the two brothers, they 6 cops.
More than beat up, sexually assault.
They beat them up, sexually assaulted
They had
them.
to plead guilty to that.
Somebody shot him. One of them shot him in one of the guys in the face, I think, something like that. Yeah. And they pled guilty to it. And so of course now they're trying to sue people and everything, get some money and all that good stuff. Let me ask you this, MJ, you've been on that side of the blue. When they're pleading guilty like that, they're looking for a lesser sentence instead of going to trial. Is that usually what that comes from?
No, it's just one of those deals that you get it out the way because you go to trial, everybody is going to have to hear everything you did. And those guys, what they did was foul. There's no reason behind any of it. They're going to get some time. They probably got somewhat of a plea deal worked out. If you take it to trial, you might see daylight in umpteen years. This will let you know when you're going to see daylight. This case, you're going to get 30, ahead of time versus taking it, having the judge actually hear all the evidence instead of browsing over it before he makes a decision. But forget what people say. There's no impartiality. When you hear something that ridiculous, you're going to tote some time behind it.
I know that all states don't carry the death penalty, but what constitutes somebody getting the death penalty? What would they have to do in a state that does have
Something
that?
like that you wouldn't get the death penalty for, but death penalty you have to show malice or forethought, the planning of it. It's got to be something that
Gross malice too.
just the shocks the conscience.
Yeah, murdering the whole family. You know what I mean? You know, killing somebody. You know, cutting their head. You know, what I mean, it just got to be just
Dismemberment and all that type of stuff.
outside Alabama. Alabama don't need a whole lot of reasons. They just
I
In
would
Miss-
say,
Mississippi,
I
right?
would
They-
say
they
dragging
don't need as
somebody.
much.
I would say dragging somebody behind a vehicle, your truck, with a chain on for miles. But some states that don't work either.
they don't work either.
That don't even work.
Yeah. So
Most times it has to. Would the crime need to end up in death for them to actually get something like a death penalty?
Yeah.
You think?
I don't know if anybody got death penalty without murder.
I think the only way I think you could get it would be you UCMJ and you did something treasonous that resulted in somebody's
Right.
death, something like that. I can see you getting it in the military. I can't see in the private sector. But to some people they should. You know, when you get a pedophile, somebody like that, I think they should just. But they're not gonna do that.
That's what they should do. Cut it
Yeah,
off.
the cut it off thing would really, putting them on the registry and all that type of stuff, putting them in jail where other people find out that they are
say in Bahamas, they
sex
castrate
offenders, and then they can go get them, But I'm with you, castrate them.
Mm-hmm. You nip that junk in the bud.
Exactly. Because I'm with you on that one.
Nip that in the bud. Literally.
I mean, unintended.
Pun intended.
Nip. Oh boy.
True story.
Just saying nip just made me jump a little bit. Real for real. So, before we get to break, who y'all got in this March Madness thing? I know y'all not big college basketball fans, but what y'all got?
It's hard to say this year, man. I honestly, I've been talking about this all week, man. I've personally, honestly watched way more women's basketball this
year,
season than I have men. Way more.
Yeah, if I'm with you. If the Tar Heels wasn't playing, because that girl Juju Watkins out there at USC,
Man.
somebody
Freshman,
was asking,
bro.
Somebody was asking, what's the who's that player that you want to see in the NCAA tournament? And folks were like Juju Watkins
For sure.
or Caitlin Clark from Iowa.
And Juju
those
might get
who-
opportunity to play against Paige Buckner out of UConn. You know what I mean?
Yeah, 'cause
Who's been quiet this year, but you got to worry about.
Hey man, Paige hasn't played in the NCAA tournament. I think they said in 800 and something days because of all the injuries that she had, and now she's coming back. I think the women's game is going to be uplifted big time this year in college basketball.
And it's dope that we sit there talking about. I can name more women basketball players right now than I can in college. Hey, listen, I don't even know half these dudes, man.
Well, I think
I'm gonna do the little what
bracket,
bracket, but I'm just gonna be just guessing. 'Cause I really,
But I think one thing that's happened to the women's game, NIL's actually saved it because now they're not losing any of their players. Their best players are going to stay 4 years now because they make more, which is sad, in college than they do in the pros. So you're going to have, you can get a kind of a fan following, how it used to be way back in the day. And people on one and done. And men's basketball, I think women's
men's basketball and women's basketball. Not many of them left early.
You know what I'm saying? The big ones, all the big stars.
Yeah, not
women.
many. Not many of the women left.
women don't leave early for the most
Yeah.
The
part.
money's just different now because, like, Caitlin didn't leave. If it was a number one basketball, you can't say she's number one. That's an argument. But
She would have been number
Yeah,
one if she left last year. She'd have been number one. But the thing is, the difference with that is that women have to start traveling to make a living. Even if you wasn't making money in college, you don't want to go pro and make $65,000 and then have to travel after the year's over with, to make a living. And I think that's one of the reasons why a lot of women didn't jump early. Like you said, now is more of, they got the money, they don't have to leave the NIL. But back when it was just, they just didn't want to deal with that type of lifestyle so early. Just stayed in college because it was more appealing to them. In the guys' game, it's kind of hard to say with the transfer portal and all this other stuff going on. There's no super teams because everybody is, jumping ship. The dude for Tennessee played at North Dakota State last year. Now he's All-American this year. When does that ever happen? When a dude came from North Dakota State and now all of a sudden he's an first-team All-American.
It's crazy, ain't it?
That doesn't happen often. So, the transfer portal has changed everything in the college game.
You think the transfer portals had more effect than NIL?
Yes.
I do too.
Yeah, because I feel they can make money anywhere they go, as long as they get buckets. So even if you are sitting on the bench at an SEC school and you decide to transfer to an AAC school, your name is going to be a bigger name in that pond than it is sitting on the bench in the SEC or an ACC school. So, and with your name being bigger, say, at University of Alabama at Birmingham, UAB, you're going to make more money there playing than you would at, say, Kentucky sitting on the bench,
right?
Type of deal, unless you had a big following in high school. So yeah, that's the way that goes. It's a little different than in football. With football, I feel that the NIL has affected football more than the transfer portal. In basketball, I feel the transfer portal has affected basketball.
Based on the sheer numbers, you think?
Yeah.
Based on the sheer numbers? Yeah. Based on the numbers, I agree.
I think the transfer portal in college football is the same thing. Now, you got players getting paid now, but with the transfer portal, some teams can just reload, or some teams that have never been there because they can't quite do it. Give, like, Stanford some years with the money they got behind it. Or some of these teams, if they get the right coach, they can overhold.
Stanford still got to have somebody out there doing a 3.85 though. People still ain't just going
but
out
now
there.
they can get them off all the teams in one swipe. So you got like Vanderbilt and the SEC.
They still ain't running to Stanford and Vanderbilt. They ain't running out of those schools. Listen, man, we're gonna take a break. When we come back, we're gonna get into the meat of this thing, man. We're gonna talk about is failed relationships. We'll be right back. Classic Conversations with JT and Lo.
And Ask the Cop. Hey, what's happening with this? You can't see.
I would love for a compilation of all of the sexy reds and all the other rappers, who people have a negative look on.
Okay.
To get together and be like, listen, yes, I pound town, I do that. Don't judge me. You're judging me. Okay. I feel it. But if they could get together and do that, that would be huge.
Yeah.
But also on the other aspect, they don't want it to happen. These record companies don't want it to happen. These booking agencies don't want it to happen because that's not going to sell tickets. That's not going to sell records. That's not going to sell downloads. Keep up with the Pound Town.
All right, people, we are back. Yeah, got some new stuff going on, y'all. Don't just work with me. We got some new stuff going on. I'm, trying to get myself grounded here. But yeah, we back. Classic Conversations with JT and Lo.
And that's a cop.
So listen, we're gonna get this thing rolling. Hey, you can give us a telephone call still, even though we are on YouTube. You can still call us at 404-500-1605. Want you to be a part of this conversation. Now, everyone that's actually looking at this tomorrow or the day after, don't call us. You might get, somebody might answer, but it's gonna be at the wrong time. So unless you're looking at this live, don't call. But if you are looking at it live, you want to be a part of it, again, 404-500-1605. So what we're gonna talk about for the rest of this month, we're gonna touch on, relationships and love and all that type stuff, because next month we're actually going to do a series in regards to dating in Atlanta, in regards to 40 and under, 40 and above. We're going to do men, we're going to do women on each category. Then we're going to have a big show to bring them all back together. So, we're going to touch on some things going in. So right now, we're going to talk about failed relationships. Is it considered a waste of time if a relationship you were in did not work out?
No, definitely not.
After a failed relationship, can you be friends, or is cordial as good as it get, or is it I can't stand him or her? If your former lover moves on to be in a happily ever after relationship, does that make you a sacrifice, a test dummy, a sample taster in their journey to happiness?
All the above.
Yes. So yeah, since Ask a Cop, since you jumped in on that, we'll start off with the first one. Is it a waste of time, if you was in a relationship? Let's say you was in a relationship for a year and a half, figured it wasn't going to work out, and you moved on. Do you consider that that's a waste of time in your life?
Definitely not. Definitely not. It's like you're learning more about yourself. You're learning how to handle relationships, particularly when you're younger. As you get older, it's like, hey, it just didn't work out. You saw something in that person, or that person saw something in you. Well, this ain't a lifetime deal, so you just go your separate ways. I don't see anything bad at all about it.
Yeah, I don't think it's a waste of time either. I think, like you said, during that time, you should be learning something about yourself, learning how to deal with certain situations, learning how to deal with certain people.
So let me ask you, what's the definition of a failed relationship?
One that doesn't, honestly, I would guess most people say one that doesn't make it to marriage. We're speaking of relationships, and I'll say this now, speaking of relationships before marriage. So yeah, I would say one that does not make it to marriage, because as much as...
Well, who says that's the end goal? In a relationship, I think a failed relationship deals more with marriage than it does with just you dating somebody, you getting along. It's not always meant to make out. You go into relationships knowing that, okay, I'm not looking to get married, you're not looking to get married. Let's
wait.
enjoy time.
Wait. You go into a relationship not to get married? So what you go into the relationship for? Why are you going to commit yourself to somebody if you're not planning on being with them?
Because that person's interesting, that person's intelligent.
So that's a relationship, or is that just a situation?
Sex is great. Need I go on?
So is that a situationship or a relationship?
That's a relationship.
So you're
you don't have to have a ring on your finger to be
I
in
ain't
a
saying nothing about a
relationship.
ring. I said if you commit yourself to someone, why do that if you're not trying to? And I guarantee you, most women are gonna say this. Why are you gonna get in a relationship with me if you're not gonna marry me?
I was saying you.
You already know he said something, don't you?
When you get in a relationship, I'm not saying every relationship you get into, you're not looking. Oh, I'm looking for marriage. You might. Ooh, that didn't come out right. Yeah, no. Well, when you get in a relationship, you may not be looking for marriage.
So what do you think of failed? Because I wouldn't even think
failed
about it. I just saw it. When I saw
honestly,
writing,
you want me to tell you out there?
Let me ask you this.
I want to know what your definition of it is.
What do you consider a
Well, a
relationship?
totally effed up relationship is when you put that time in and you never climb the mountain.
God, it's not a relationship then, is it?
But I mean,
What
no, it
mountain?
depends. There's different
Yeah,
levels of it. No. To me, a failed. All jokes aside, to me, a failed relationship is when I don't really think it's because even if you and the person vibe, you had a good time, but you grew apart, or maybe that person may want marriage, or maybe you want marriage and they don't, or you see something in that person. They're a great time. They're great to party with. They're great to travel with, but it's not somebody I want to live with every day. I never put the moniker failed relationship on it. It's just a relationship that didn't work out. Failed puts negative connotations to it. I don't think that's right.
So, what? Because I'm sure. What do you consider to be a relationship?
What I consider to be a relationship when two adults and you're both working towards the same goals. Not even that. I'm not. All bullshit's out. A relationship
get away with
is
the
anytime.
violin thing.
Anytime you commit to somebody. I'm just a faithful type of guy. So when I commit, even if I'm just in a regular relationship, I commit. But it doesn't mean that I'm just headed towards marriage. I just believe in seeing one person at a time.
I'm laughing because Angela laughing. I'm not laughing at you. But
Hey,
See, that's wrong.
I was laughing about a previous conversation I just had, and it just struck me. It just struck me.
It struck you.
Yeah, I just thought about it, man. When you asked the question, I didn't even think about it earlier. But when I saw it in writing, I was like, so what is a failed relationship? Okay. You know what I mean? Does it mean that you just fell apart? Does it mean that she keyed your car? Does it mean, you know what I mean? What
walked in on you with somebody else?
Look, number two.
Yeah, what's considered
Number two, I'm sure that would be
considered failed?
Yeah,
That'd be a fair
she
relationship.
keyed your car. If she keyed your car, I'm sure.
Some folks like crazy.
Yeah.
I know a couple folks
Some
like
people
crazy.
find kids, they like that.
Yeah.
Nah.
What Kaya said? Kaya said
and I
relationship, the way in which
Find out. Why can't I see
two
my
or more
doggone
concepts,
comments?
objects, or people are connected, or the state of being connected. So that's the relationship when you're connected. So that means you climb the
Well,
mountain.
yeah, then it's a relationship. I mean, anytime you're connected, I just look at it like this. Putting fail in it makes it seem like something, because I've had some of my best friends, I've had females that we're friends to this day that it didn't work out as a relationship, but we still hang out. Or if they're not dating somebody, I'm not dating somebody, hey, let's go, shoot to the Dominican Republic or do whatever.
So see again, that to me that's a
Man, went to
situation.
Chicago
That's a
last week.
situationship. If you just let's go to
Come on, no, it's not.
let's
No,
go
it's
to the
not.
Dominican. You just said that
No, he's saying after they ended
after
the
we split.
relationship.
After you was
they
in a
were still
relationship.
able-
Yeah, and we're
they were
still
able.
Yeah, we can still, yeah.
Okay, so the
go
answer to the
fishing.
second question for you is, can we be friends? And so I guess you can be friends with your
Oh,
exes.
definitely,
Yeah,
definitely.
I'm with you on that one.
I would be upset. Now, that might be a failed relationship, I would say, if I had a 1.5-year relationship with a woman and we ended it and we couldn't even be friends. That would be a failure to
considered
that
failed
side. So that's a
relationship.
failure.
Okay.
Because
So
we
that's
couldn't.
what you
can't
consider to be a
stand
failure.
being in the same room with somebody and you were with them a 1.5 years. That's failure. Something happened that's wrong.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
If I hate you at the end of our conversation, dude, that's probably
now,
considered failed.
That's I'm sure that's considered a failure. Yeah. If kill ever came up in a conversation, it's probably
Ooh, now that's
considered
more
a
than
failed
failure.
relationship. But again, some people, I'm not just gonna say women, because I know some guys too that they went in it expecting to marry that person, and if it didn't happen, if it's no different than if you sports. If you want to win the championship or bust. If you don't win the championship, the season is a failure. You learn from it, but you still failed at your ultimate goal.
I don't think
Usually, people that get in relationships, they're getting in it for the long haul. They ain't getting in it to, let me see if she can cook.
No, she can cook. No, but that should factor into it. I mean, if that's on your list and that's on my list, because I like to cook, but I like for somebody to cook for me also. And so I'm not going to date somebody if they can't. Well, I can't say that I have. But I knew that wasn't going to work
But you
out.
didn't get into a relationship with them.
So was it failed? Did you know it was gonna work?
No, it
out?
wasn't a failure because. No, it wasn't a failure. It was quite nice. It wasn't a failure.
You reach your ultimate goal. Can you still take her to the DR and
I
hang out?
wouldn't. Just because I take somebody to the DR doesn't mean I actually slept with them. This is modern times. I mean, just because you just enjoy. Some people can enjoy a woman's just company. You know. I don't need any help.
Ask MJ, does he want marriage? That's a question.
Of course I do. Of course I do. With the right person, I would love to be married and have that family life together with someone. I would love that.
Good answer. Millennial said a failed relationship seriously could be the time and expectations that both people wanted for the relationship, and the relationship didn't make it to the long haul. Okay.
You said
That's a good.
answer.
That's real
You said
good.
good answer.
That's real good right there. That's real good. I like that.
You said good answer. Oh my God.
The first comment was hilarious. He said a failed relationship is when you never make it to the condom phase, to the no condom phase. You know he's sweating, Kai.
I mean, millennial, you got a point. If you don't get there,
Then what was what do we have?
Yeah,
What do we mean to each other?
yeah, you got a good point. I understand you saying that it probably didn't seem as mature, but it's actually pretty to the point.
That's
Pretty
if
to the
you
point
put a high value just on the physical aspects of the relationship, and you're not trying to find out who that woman really is.
There it is.
I'm trying not to put heat on him.
What MJ be saying? I call a famous MJ quote.
And see, and he wanted us to have the show where we didn't have men to come and give a point of view. We got to
No,
have.
because I'm gonna be asking questions. I'm not answering.
There's a difference, right? So yeah, failed relationship. That's interesting.
So let's go to the third part of it. If somebody that you dated in a relationship where you were actually committed into, y'all didn't make it, and then they go on to live their happily ever after, do you consider yourself to be a sacrifice or a taste tester?
No,
Or
I'm happy
a test
for 'em.
tube baby?
I'm happy for him, and I have memories. I don't wish ill on nobody, and like I said, I climbed the mountain. So
Can I?
So since you climbed the mountain, it was successful in your eyes.
yeah, and I got to know the best parts of that person. If you share a year and a half with somebody, you know him. You know him.
I consider myself the beneficiary to them. So if they moved on to a happy ever after, then congratulations. You know what I mean? Because they gotta, I like to think the standard was set.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Absolutely.
That mean they got nothing but better than what I was.
Well, I didn't say that.
Yeah, I had to because in their minds that's what they thought they got.
But right now,
So, I didn't find out till this weekend when we had that show Sunday. I told JT and them that I didn't realize how few actual relationships. At 53 years old, I've only had a handful of actual relationships that I would consider a relationship. Very few. You know what I mean? And I don't think, I can't recall an actual, like a breakup like type joint. You know what I mean? So I'm cool with everybody.
Yeah.
I don't think I have, I'm cool with everybody.
And in my grown-up life, I've had 5 relationships, and one of them I'm married to. And another one I got married to. So the rest of them was 3 long-term relationship.
So
I hope nobody, well, if they looking or not, the rest of them was situationships.
So then, answer the questions that you asked then, as far as the failed 1, 2, and 3.
Was it a waste of time? Oh, damn. That's
Yeah, it's easy when it's
one of
tough.
them.
Yeah.
Now one of them.
Tossing them, but
One
you
of
gotta catch them.
one of them I do
Ain't
feel
no
it
fun when
was.
the rabbit got the gun.
One of them I do feel it was one of them I do feel it was a waste of time. I do because I stayed in it way too long. Knew I should have got out of it a long time before that. After a failed relationship, can you be friends? Yes, I can be friends. I'm like you. I don't.
I got a
know
question
of-
about the first one before you move on. But
Okay.
didn't you learn from it? If you stayed in it too long,
Yeah, I did.
You learned what in you allowed you to stay in there, and you corrected that, correct?
Yeah, but I still feel it was
it's
a
not a
waste of
fair
time because I
relationship.
actually knew that earlier on and I didn't leave.
But there was still something about you that kept you in it, and that's something you had to correct. If you hadn't have been in that,
It was still, if I'd have left when I was supposed to leave, that was a lot. That was about a year that I could have got back in my life, bro. It was a waste of time. It was a
everything
waste
happens
of
for a
time.
reason. In my opinion.
It was a waste of time for me. Not the whole relationship, but towards the end of it, it was. After a failed relationship, can you be friends? Yes. I don't know of a relationship where I broke up with somebody where
Watch
we was
out,
actually
Frank.
angry at each other. Former lover moves on to be happily ever after in a relationship. Does that make you a sacrifice? That's a good one. That's a good one. Yeah.
Got him really thinking on it.
Yeah. I do feel that and the ones that failed, that I was an enhancement to their lives.
Tell you what's not.
I think I was.
What? Okay.
But yeah, I probably was a sacrifice for them too. Probably was. You know, of course, I think they would have to answer that, but that's a good one. Now that I'm, like you said, on the other end, looking at it, being asked the question, like, damn, that is a good one.
I mean, I guess the only answer you would get is if you talk to them afterwards, and what did they say about the
Right, talked
relationship?
about that.
Yeah, like what did that person mean to you in that relationship? You know what I mean? So, you know. Bullhead says most failed relationships happen when you don't get to know someone for more than a couple of sex or date relationships. Take years sometimes. Trial and error. Frank says trial and error. Growth comes in many forms. Troy Blakely asked JT what you're sipping on. Mar
Actually,
John
water.
says, I hate using the term failed because some things just need to end for the betterment of both parties.
There you go.
It doesn't mean it was a failure. Okay? Gotta ignore Frank's last statement. To all my exes, I see y'all still single. So you're you're welcome.
I just saw Frank.
Yeah, I ain't studying Frank. Ain't nobody studying Frank.
Hey, Troy, man, I'm chilling tonight, bro. I'm actually drinking water, some flavored water tonight. I'm trying to get that weight loss before this March Madness craziness gets started Thursday, because then it's no holds barred. So I'm trying to cleanse myself until then, type of deal. Even though I'll probably have a drink when I get home tonight. Oh, wow, I'm just seeing all these comments.
Yeah. So, yeah. Happy and together.
What's next?
That's why I say. That's why I
We're
say
gonna
that.
go to break soon.
Sometimes,
Flash this out,
exes make the statement. They can tell you how the relationship really was. Go ahead.
Have you ever had a breakup where it was like an explosive breakup, where
Explosive how?
mad at you mad at her, or something like that, or one side or the other?
In my younger days, yes.
What about your marriage? Was that would you consider that a blow up?
No, because it was more we agreed to stay together for the children, and when we did what we were going to do with that, it was okay to part ways.
So it was a mutual.
She's happy,
It was a
mutual,
mutual
yes,
type thing.
mutual, yeah. Still friends to this day.
What they're saying, court amicable, amicable breakup. Okay. I think I've had one. It's kind of explosive. Trying to think. Car didn't get scratched up, tires, so maybe it wasn't as explosive as I'm thinking.
Yeah, I've never had any of those.
Look, I didn't want to. I mean, you only had 3, so I was gonna.
Yeah, I ain't had no scratch ups. I ain't no windows broken. I ain't had none of that nonsense.
But
man.
now I have had my car scratched up when I was in Germany.
Really?
Yeah, I was actually married to the woman. She did put tic-tac-toe on the side of my car, man. BMW, boy, that hurt me to my heart.
Could you go back to the person that scratched up your car
No,
and bust out your windows?
Yeah. Oh, that's a good one. We have to make that another topic. We have to make that another
You
topic.
said if they paid for it. Bullhead said. Frank said, "Yep, my ex-wife. We are not friends." Yeah, true story. I messed around and had a baby with an ex just because one girl didn't call me back fast enough. Young and dumb and no control.
Wait a minute.
God dog.
What did Big Brother
Because she didn't
Bullhead
call you
say?
back fast enough.
I can't see Big Brother Bullhead.
A couple of my failures were because they didn't tell me that they were undercover bisexuals. That turned them being with lesbians now. Oh, they were bisexuals. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Boy, hey, boy, I was almost concerned.
That's why I couldn't.
I had to register. Okay,
There was something
bisexual.
in
It was
front
a
of him.
female.
Never leave with a quick stressing that in.
That's why I told you. What did he say? What did he say? What did he say? All right, man.
Wait a minute.
Woo.
We'll be right back, man. Classic Conversations with JT and Lo.
That's a cop.
I would love for a compilation of all of the sexy reds and all the other rappers, you know, who people have a negative look on,
Okay.
to get together and be like, listen, yes, I pound town, I do that. Don't judge me. You're judging me. Okay. I feel it. But if they could get together and do that, that would be huge.
Yeah.
But also on the other aspect, they don't want it to happen.
Oh,
These
right.
record companies don't want it to happen. These booking agencies don't want it to happen because that's not going to sell tickets. That's not going to sell records. That's not going to sell downloads. Keep up with the Pound Town.
What's happening, people? What's happening, people? This Classic Conversations with JT and Lo.
And that's a cop.
Listen, man, we back, and as I told you, we do this thing live. For all of you that's not looking at it on Tuesday night, it's not, but we are live right now. So as you can see, Angelo is running things. I told y'all he's Black history in itself. He's the owner of Uptown Comedy Corner, so he is running things around as we're doing the show. We're live, people. I'm trying to tell y'all, boy, y'all better get up on it. Got some comments, man. Go over them comments before we go to the next one.
Let's see.
Put on Frank's.
Next one. I'm gonna get the. Troy Blakely said, "That's what's up." Talking about the drink. Having been married twice, which failed the recovery of getting along after making the relationships successfully, but not the actual married pact. Okay. That's one you got to read twice, really.
Yeah.
After making a relationship successfully, yeah.
I think he meant married part.
Frank said Freaknik documentary comes out in 2 days, so there may be a few more failed relationships to speak of on Friday.
Oh, yeah.
That's funny because I saw on Tamara Hall today, some lady came on there and did her disclaimer. She was like, I'm a preacher now. Because she's on that documentary. So she would have had her disclaimer early. Like, yeah.
Those were the days, boy.
Yeah, them was some good days, boy.
No Red Dog went home.
It was some
tell y'all
one. I know, right?
For everyone that can hear us speaking and see us talking, if you wasn't in Atlanta during the Freaknik time, you missed a time that you will never ever see again. There's no way you could do that again.
No way.
You think about the deaths there would be if they had a Freaknik again.
Oh, now with the people, because they know.
Nah, they couldn't do it no more.
That'd be a shooting gallery.
It's over. Yeah, it's over with. Lil John was talking about that today. He said he was a young buck. He said, man, I was on Freaknik one time. He said I jumped in some people's car. I ain't know them from nowhere. He said we rode, party, went to another party. He said I left out, drove in someone else's car, and just had a good, it was just a good time. Wasn't everybody out there?
Yes, it was.
Yeah, you couldn't. Them days over.
Do that now.
You jump in somebody's car now, they're gonna leave you stinking right there.
You said stinking.
Brother, yes, I believe the most important part of avoiding staying with a person that you do not like, it's more important than love. I believe the most important part of avoiding staying with a person you do not like is more important than love.
Yeah. You have to like folks these days, man. If you can't like them, especially when you have to be at home, because let's face it, being out in these streets is not safe. So you spend a lot more time at home. So you better like your partner, not just love them. Yeah, I'm telling you, boy, I couldn't see. Yeah. Moving on.
That relationship show gonna be good.
Yeah.
Cause I got like 10 questions off of that.
All right, so man, next topic we're gonna get into is about names. Does names matter? Can a name keep you from being your best self? Have you ever thought differently about someone because of their name? Do you think parents are considering their children's futures when giving names out? Just to give you some examples, these are some crazy names, but maybe this is what their parents thought that they was gonna do in life. But there's one kid, his name is the coldest to ever do it. Last name Crawford. The coldest to ever do it. So the coldest is his first name. That's one word. To ever do it is his middle name. Crawford is his last name. Then years ago, we had the kid that his name was Lil, L-I-L, apostrophe, Jordan. That was his first name. Now, the coldest to ever do it, he might be one of the coldest to ever do it because he did sign a scholarship with Louisiana State University. Lil Jordan, I'm sure that his parents figured he would be good in basketball, but he ended up playing well in football, and now he's not a big-time player in the pros, but he is getting a paycheck from the NFL. But let's say names like King, Seven, Libra, Aspire. Now, yes, those are names that, we usually find in our communities because there are names of some entertainer's children or something. We usually name people after things that way. I ain't gonna say all of us, but that usually happens. And you're right, Seven is a nice name. But the thing is, if Seven is not extraordinary and their resume comes across someone's desk, do you think 7 would be a resume that somebody's going to pull?
All the 7s I ever known, the parents must have knew ahead of time.
And I mean, when I say 7, most people, you think about
Females.
Andre 3000.
No, I'm thinking about females.
His child with what's her name?
Erykah Badu.
With Erykah Badu. They can name their child 7 because their child probably taken care of for the rest of their life. But somebody that their household income is $110,000, naming their child 7, it's probably not the smartest thing to do. What would you think about that?
I think for a girl, I think 7 is, like I said, all the 7s I've known are nice. No, physically. Yeah, physically. It's just but then I see what you're saying, because if you have a girl that's got a back wider than mine and you name her 7, I can see that.
Well, so see, you just digging this. He's just digging this.
I went there. I'm sorry.
So
I went there.
So you're saying it's okay to give somebody a crazy name like that if they're gonna be fine?
Some names, yes. Some names I would say that. I shouldn't have said that. No. What I mean, no. What I'm saying is I shouldn't have said that. I know that came across totally wrong. But what I was saying is, if a woman looks good and she has a name like 7 and she fine as hell, that's cool.
So again,
Did they spell it like S-E-V-E-N?
S-E-V-E-N. But if that comes across,
spelling or something.
if she fine as ever and her resume goes someplace, you can't see her from a resume. You can't see that she fine. So
Anybody that hears that
pulls it
name
back?
7 is probably gonna want to see her. So she's gonna get to the door for the interview.
You really believe that?
7. I guess I'm stuck on the 7s I've known. So yes.
You stuck on strippers. That's what you stuck on.
I still remember 7.
Okay,
No,
and
it
then
came out
also,
69 every time.
also you got the names.
So that wasn't a failed relationship.
And, he climbed the mountain. Any name that you see in print that starts with la with an apostrophe, D and an apostrophe, and duh and an apostrophe, and then something else going like, let's say, La Quinta.
Or Champel.
Hope I'm not
or
offending
Champel.
anybody's name.
Moet.
Well, yeah. Now
Tequila.
that's the ongoing joke. That's the ongoing, that Cat Williams used to use, saying that, so many people in our community are naming their children after things they can't afford. A Mercedes, Moet. What was the other one? Bentley, Diamond,
Yeah,
Cristal. And are these type of names? Can these type
Diamond's
of
a
names?
dancer name.
But can these type of names, if you hear that name
I got a
without
friend that got a
seeing
daughter
them,
named Diamond.
would that make you? As soon as you hear the name,
Stereotype.
Would you stereotype them as soon as you hear the name?
Not stereotype, but
Antoniqua.
that's kind of bad, because no matter how you say this, it'll come across wrong. But I would expect them
So you expect
blonde hair and long nails with
So stereotype.
stones in it.
That's stereotype.
No.
That's
I'm
what it
joking.
is.
Let me stop that, because I know some blondes is tight. But the name, there's certain names I think that you should think about it, because I've known that, okay, good example, going back to the college days, when we were taking the reading portion, you had to send in your essay portion, they purposely told you to write it in a certain format so they wouldn't tell you where you're from. And they also, that makes a difference. Because when the people get that, they're from, might be a professor in South Georgia that's reading your essay. And where you're from makes a difference if they can read your essay and tell where you're from. They're gonna grade you accordingly if they have that in their heart. So I think certain things, it shouldn't matter, but I think it does.
Yeah, I definitely think it can easily be a stereotype if the names are a certain way. There's certain names where you can't pronounce them, spell them, understand them. I mean,
I got a funny story.
you just said a name. What was that kid's name?
The greatest to ever do it.
The coldest to ever do it.
Right.
I mean, Frank said, "Lil Jordan Humphrey plays for Denver." Yeah, but I don't know, man. I think parents should be careful on some of these names, bro. You know what I mean? You know, don't if you want something crazy, change your name. Change your name. You know what I mean? But don't put that
on that child.
I think you got to think about that child's future.
Yeah.
And not just what's hip today or
that's
something like that. You know, try to give them something that they can be proud of.
Rontavious.
I mean, even a simple name like, let's say, Tyrone.
Mm-hmm.
If Tyrone comes across as the first name, and and again, I'm thinking about in regards to, moving on in life, getting a job, working. Tyrone comes across as the first name. Whoever's looking at those resumes, it's there's something that comes.
Well, you
with
gotta know.
I think Tyrone's different though.
Yeah, I think Tyrone is usually like an inherit. Those names have just been in the family for years.
Yeah.
You know
Tyrone's
what I mean?
not going to have a bad setting. You're just going to take a.
You gonna know they're black.
You're going to know they're black, but it's different.
You gonna know they're black.
Okay, so there we go.
No, but it's different. It's different.
You're right. I never met a white Jerome.
No, somebody.
You met a white
reads it-
Jerome?
You never met a
If
white Tyrone
somebody
either.
reads it and they say Tyrone, they may not. It doesn't have the same connotation. You just take a black person. But when you hear Ronkisha or like certain names like Cristal or something like that, or Champel, or you're thinking of a certain type of black person. You're not talking like Tyrone. Is just a brother. Yeah, exactly.
And names like
I didn't name my cousin.
and then you start thinking about the African names that have meanings, like Latif.
There's
is
nothing wrong with
gentle and
African
pleasant.
names. Because I don't think people have problems
Look,
with
we're not saying nothing is wrong with them. What I'm telling you, what I'm asking is, do you think somebody will look at the name and think something of it instead of just giving them an equal slate?
I think an African name will get an even slate because
You do?
You know,
Where
I
you
think so.
been?
I think no, the names that I think have a certain, like that guy, the great,
that.
whatever.
Let me
Or
tell
if
you
you
something.
name your child something, because I've actually arrested people and they couldn't even spell their own name. They just called me Tay, because they couldn't spell their own name. And those, when you place somebody in arrest and you ask them their names and they can't spell their own name.
Asteroid. Somebody named their child Asteroid?
Yeah, I saw that. I saw that too. I saw that too.
Now, where you going when you name your child Asteroid? What is that? I mean, like, what's the thought process? You just got to wonder what the thought process is.
Dude,
When you sit around and be like, hey, I got it. Asteroid.
Hey, man. I saw one today. Again, I looked up some stuff on this. I saw one today. Watermelon drill.
Stop playing. That's
I know
real name.
nobody black named their child Watermelon.
Watermelon drill. Why would you think nobody black would name their child Watermelon drill? With some of the names you just said.
I'm not even gonna say what that is. But that's
I don't know where this comes from. Comtonia.
Who?
Comtonia.
Comptonia.
Comtonia. What?
You gonna get that child. I hope that child big.
I
They
mean,
gonna get bullied if not.
You know she got a wide back. There's certain names you know the chick gonna have a wide back.
Okay, so see, this is what I'm saying. When you hear a certain name, you already said she got a wide back. When you hear certain names,
Comptonia.
all of a sudden you put something on them. But now, and of course, some of these crazy names we're talking about is within our own culture. But I did pull up some more that some was in our culture and some was also in other cultures too. And these are first and last name where you just try and figure out why didn't they see that this first and last name was not gonna go. Mo Lester. M-O-E Lester.
Lester.
Mo Lester.
I just pray they didn't live up to that name.
Hold up.
Mo Lester.
Dat Ho.
That hoe.
D-A-T Ho.
First of all, you named your child D-A-T?
Yeah, that's the what is it? What you call them? Asian community. Dat Ho.
Well, that's different.
Oh,
than
that's
Asian.
different. Yeah. That hoe.
Oh, and stand with
Yeah,
them.
the Asian is different. That's a common
Stand
thing.
with them. Long Wang. Long Wang. Now we're coming back to ours. Cash with a K. Register.
Come on, man. Come on, man.
See, but you know where they come from. That's just,
Cash
but
register.
you know where they're likely to come. Well, fuck it. I'm just saying that if
Certain community, MJ.
yeah, that certain community.
And
Yeah, that infected ass. That's some infected shit right there.
this one. Mike Latoris. Mike Latoris. They not, when you put these people names down, how do they not see what could happen to these people? And
I don't know where you go with that, man.
Celebrity Jackson, and celebrity is spelled Celebraty. I mean, seriously, dudes, some of these people be thinking when they're naming their children.
I dated a delivery nurse at Grady, and she said they used to laugh about it, and people would have to ask them how to spell the names that they came up with. And that was in my younger days.
I mean, Penny Hardaway. Penny Hardaway's name is Anthony Hardaway because his grandmother couldn't say Anthony. So they wrote it down as Anthony.
But Frank said Jalen Rose is the second person in history with his name. It was a combination of his uncle's two first names. That's a common name due to him.
Yeah, they say that Jalen kind of started the whole Jalen phenomenon. I've always
My
listened
aunt
to
said there was a student
Well, you know why
name
it came
spelled a-hole, pronounced Ashley filled in the blanks.
Well, what happened, I think, with our culture, a lot of people didn't want their children to have slave names, and they started coming up with their own names so they wouldn't give a name that was given to slaves. But I think they went overboard with it in certain segments of the community where the names just don't make sense. You know, like Champel, when that drink came out back then, there's a lot of Champel. You know, and that just, you know, the girl has to carry that.
And one of the craziest names I've always, you know, when we see somebody and we think they're old or whatever, and we laugh at it and we say that man, that dude look like his name would be Cleophas, right?
I know.
So I've always wondered because Cleophas is an old name. But how did they come up with Cleophas? Was it the mother's name was Cleopatra and the daddy's name was Rufus, and they, you know, figured they'd go Cleophas? I've always wondered, how did they come up with Cleophas? How do you come up with something like that?
I just think those are names where people, if they carried it through the family, they just pass it on.
Well, somebody had to come up with it. somebody had to come up with it.
She said it ain't in the Bible.
Well,
Ain't no Cleophas in the Bible.
Yeah, that's the only thing I can think of. Cleopatra and Rufus had a baby.
Like Bullhead said, it was somebody in his neighborhood named what did you say? Moon, Star, and what was it? Moon, Sun, and Star.
That's
They
known as
named
white
theirs.
flower power people.
I've heard of a Shadrach, Meshach, Ben Abednego names.
Yeah, Blue Ivy, because, you know, but again, Blue Ivy ain't got to work. She ain't got to work. She ain't never got to work. Yeah, Blue Ivy, she good.
However, Cayenne is gonna probably be in the club.
Yeah. Hot
Her
pepper.
diamond.
She spicy, boy. She hot.
Her diamond, that's old name.
She hot. She is hot. All right, you know what your top 5 gonna be, though?
No.
You don't?
Now, there's certain names that's synonymous with certain things. Like, it's a cool name, but it's Keisha. Everybody's known as Keisha.
Hey, man. I
Like
didn't
my
wanna,
uncle said earlier, he brought up
Just
Keisha.
saying Keisha.
I didn't want to bring Keisha up, but Keisha was in the top. Keisha was in the top, and again, they be making these lists. The top 40 ghetto names of all time. I'm like, Keisha?
Wow.
Yeah, Keisha.
My uncle said
Kisha.
Keisha always have an attitude. I know a cool Keisha. Her name is Lil Keisha.
Well, Keisha's
Does that
all-
matter? Does it spell it matter? Lakesha. Keisha.
There's Keisha. Yeah, Keisha. All right, man. We'll be right back. We're gonna get that top 5 before we close it out. Classic Conversations with JT and Lo.
That's a cup.
I would love for a compilation of all of the sexy reds and all the other rappers, you know, who people have a negative look on,
Okay.
to get together and be like, listen, yes, I do that. Don't judge me. You're judging me. Okay. I feel it.
I feel it.
But if they could get together and do that, that would be huge.
Yeah.
But also on the other aspect, they don't want it to happen.
Oh,
These record companies don't want it to happen. These booking agencies don't want it to happen because that's not going to sell tickets. That's not going to sell records. That's not going to sell downloads. Keep up with the Pound Town.
Oh, man, we back. Classic Conversations with JT and Lo.
That's a cup.
Oh boy, we're gonna you gonna go over those comments real quick.
Oh,
before
all
we
black
get to the top
Keisha's
5?
name is Lakeisha. That's true.
And I think there's some that's actual name is
That's
actually
interesting. I never thought about it. Number one station, a year's worth. I wouldn't say a year's worth. Number one, you did send some, but some of them we already done. So I'll be trying to differ through them. Let's see. Bullhead said, I know someone whose name was Uncle Drunkard from Mississippi. That's a heck of a name right there, boy. Your life is already set for you. What options do you have at that point? You know what I mean? Uncle Drunkard, president of the city council? I mean, where do you go from there, man? You're hired, right? Nimrod. I mean, you know, let's welcome President Nimrod. Hey man, we're limiting our kids with some of these names, man. You're limiting them.
You can't run for office. You cannot run for any office. Yeah, you know it's done. Oh shit.
Sister Cayenne.
Right.
Sister Cayenne leading the usher board.
Sister
Come on, Sister Cayenne.
Sister Cayenne got some announcements. Got the church announcements this week. And all of them hot. They hot to death.
Oh, man. Jesus. Frank said my wife is Puerto Rican. It's a common name. I think that's what he was talking about. One of my, combination of the parents' name. Most make no sense to most of us, but they do to them. That's very true. Most other
That's where
nationalities do have those kind of names that we wouldn't understand them, but Similar to the Africans. You know what I mean? Most of the Africans, they come over here, they get themselves American names because the names they have, boy. I had a whole lot of them. Used to work for me in my security company, man. You got their real names.
Hey,
forget about it.
Mutombo, people don't realize he got 17 names.
Oh man, forget about it. Try to get their real names, man. Forget about it.
All the Kimbe is his Mutombo. I don't think is his last name. I think that's like his second name or something. Yeah, yeah, like his second name. That's not even his last name. So yeah. Some got a dot in there. Let me stop. I'm gonna get us in trouble.
They quick today.
Let me go ahead, man. With top 5, bro.
And listen, JT forgot to mention we came back, but you can still hit those. What, JT? Come on, get on it. Stay on
Listen,
it.
man, you can hit those buttons over there. Still on the side. Didn't know this. You see a heart there. Actually, if you hit the heart, it's gonna go up, and then you can hit all them buttons over there. Because when you hit them buttons, it's gonna help out.
Algorithm.
So see, we are still doing it. Algorithms is going up. Wow, I got it right that time. So next time, matter of fact, go and start hitting it. See the heart? It's a big red heart over there down to the bottom to the right. Hit it, it's gonna go up. Then you're gonna see the 100 button. You're gonna see the smile button, wow button. I don't know what that is. Is that a butterfly? What is that in the middle?
Got a couple hundreds over there. Come on, give a couple hundreds over
Yeah,
there.
put a couple of hundreds up. What?
That's like a celebration thing.
Okay, let me see.
Yeah, that's a celebration thing.
Yeah, just hit the buttons and keep
Yeah.
touching them. Keep touching them, because as you keep touching them, it helps our
Algorithm.
go up. Top 5, bro. What you got?
Top 5, man. Due to the conversation, Phoenix said, let's rock that one. I like that, man. So give me your top 5 ghetto/hood names.
Oh, I'll go first on that one.
You know what? I'm gonna give real
I'll
names.
go first on that. Just people like, that's what I'm going to do. Okay,
Thanks for 100 Big Brother Bullhead. Who?
Star,
Star.
Ron Tavius,
Ron Tavius.
Lucretia, Keisha, and Diamond. Every diamond I know is a stripper.
He said your name is old family.
My bad.
Hey, you know they call Ron Tavius Tay-Tay. Yeah,
Oh,
that's
Tay-Tay.
Tay-Tay. That Tay-Tay, boy.
No, you know what Tay-Tay is when a kid can't spell his name, they call him K-Tay, Day-Day, or Ray-Ray.
Again, look, Ron Tavius. That's a lot to spell.
man,
so he
yep,
Tay-Tay.
man.
What you got, Dwayne?
Every hood got a man.
Hey, man, I'm gonna mess y'all up. The country names I got.
Okay. I'm gonna go with famous people. LaWanda, Umar.
Who?
Dr. Umar.
Oh, Umar.
It's Muslim.
I mean, whatever it is, he made it up. That's why I picked it. Damn, I had them too, man, before I started. Maisha. Yeah, I had Maisha. Makai. You know what I'm saying? I don't know no white Makais. I know all black Makais. And last but not least, dang, I had a good one. Dang, I had it. I don't even want to. I want to go somewhere else now. I'll let somebody else go.
Okay. All right, let's see. Number 5, I got LaQuanda. Number 4, I got La Dasha. In the middle, the dash is literally, it's L-A dash.
Dasher.
La Dasha.
Oh, they spelled the dash part is with a dash?
Dash A. Yes, La Dasha.
Stop it.
No lies. I worked at the, come on now. Come on.
See what I'm saying, man?
Decatur, East Atlanta.
I'll be honest with you, I don't know. Honestly, I really don't know. Yeah, LaDasha. I have first last name. I love you, cuz, but it is what it is. Edric Utley. I think that is the most ghetto. I love him though. He's so cute. Let's see. Who else we got?
That's crazy, man.
I don't know. Okay, so that's just 3. But I got my top is there we go. 2. Harry Pitts First name, last name. First name Harry, last name Pitts. His mama did him real wrong.
Why do that?
I don't know.
They just don't, you know.
Why do that?
Ended up being an elder at a church.
Harry
Pitts.
Oh, so
P-I-T-T-S.
That's terrible, man.
Yeah.
You set that kid up for school, man.
Boy, was a nerd too.
Shaving under his arms every day.
Ooh, boy.
Keep his pits from being hairy.
And my number one, Glass Dick. First name, last name. Glass
Wow.
Dick. Real true story. It was
True
It was
story.
on a boarding pass to go on an international flight. So you know there's
Name
no
was Glass
falsifica-
Dick.
No falsifications. And that's it.
See what I'm saying, man?
All right. Shout out to all my family that's probably watching. This is for you. My great granddaddy Mud. That's his actual government name. Mud. Like M-U-D. That was his name. Tawana Quandria. We just call her Tawana.
We just call him Tawana.
We just call her Tawana. Her name is Tawana Quandria.
What would you call her Tawana?
My little sister named Benicia. We just call her Nisi. My daddy wanted the girl so bad he wanted her to be named after him, so her name Benicia.
He forced that on.
Oh, he made that happen.
Wait. Hold up. Wait.
Yeah, that was his last one too. So he was like, before he leave,
He gonna get one.
and he did. Shout out to you, sis. I know you're watching. I love your name.
Love you, sis.
Love you. I think that's one. That's 1, 2, 3. Oh no, Peaches. You know
Yeah,
what
that
I'm
is
saying?
real nice. Pictures.
Always got your good pictures hanging
Yeah, my
around.
aunt
Also
watching.
stripping
I
that.
love you, auntie. And top is Jetson Glass. Wow. That's her ex. So before I met her, and I found out that her ex name was Jetson Glass, I laughed so loud.
Wait a
His
minute.
nickname was Man Man.
And his nickname was Man.
Because I promise you, I was about to ask, what did you call? Did you call him Jet or you called him?
God, dog, didn't get any better.
I'm seriously, I'm in tears. Seriously, in tears, man.
I want to give
Oh,
a
God.
shout out to my last person. It's my sister, because I even forgetting her damn name. My sister's Nahelia, not like Mahalia Jackson. My dad liked Mahalia Jackson, but he wanted to be different, so her name is.
Oh, you want to be
Nahelia.
different, huh?
So it's no other.
Is your dad named Nathan?
No, my dad's name is Dwayne. I'm a junior.
He didn't want to Mahalia. He didn't want to. He wanted to do different Mahalia. So
he named her
I like
Nelly.
Mahalia so bad. I don't want to name after Mahalia.
And her nickname is Nelly. We don't even call her.
Boy, I'm in tears. I promise you, I did not know that this topic was gonna bring me to tears and laughing. I'm in tears laughing at these names. Oh God. Oh, these comments.
Oh man, the comments are hilarious.
Turquoise, yeah.
Oh
That's a
God.
good one, man.
I'm gonna go over some of them, man. All right, number one got Tequila Diamond, Blaze, Blue Ivy. If she was in the hood, she would be a stripper, and China, and also Topaz.
Topaz.
Frank said Bobo, Kojak, Lee Rogers, one word, Po Boy, and Pookie.
Pookie. We know a Pookie, Frank.
Ooh, boy, I'm serious. I cannot believe I'm up here. In tears. All right. Woo, some of the names I grew up with. My cousin, he used to wear this hat, like Chicken George and the Roots. His name is Patrick, but for some reason we started calling him George because it's short for Chicken George. I promise you. Still to this day, he posts on Facebook, everybody go, "What up, George?" Of course, we had a Peanut. We had a Bodine. His name was Jeffrey Bodine, but for some reason, don't ask me why, we all called him by his middle name. Never called him,
Bodine.
even to this day. Successful brother. He's doing well back at the crib. Just opened up a new spot and everything. But yeah, we still call him Bodine.
What was that? That wasn't Green Egg. What was that show?
Oh, Jeff
Beverly Hillbillies. There you go. Beverly Hillbillies.
Jeff Bodine.
And I'm basically, well, that was a name, but I'm giving kind of nicknames too. Oh yeah. My man Lenny Bug. I don't know what Lenny Bug's real name was. I'm figuring it was Leonard, but we called him Lenny Bug. And Daylight. Yeah, we had a Daylight. We had Daylight, and his girlfriend name was Aunt Nancy.
And Nancy.
She wasn't an aunt to anybody, but we called her Aunt Nancy. Yeah. Aunt Nancy. Boy, she's beat up Daylight, boy. She's beat Daylight up, boy. They had some times, yeah.
Okay. That's it?
Yeah, that's it for me.
All right. I got Lemon Jello is pronounced Lemon Jello. Number one, I got Bubbles. Mine says she telling the truth. She had a parent who was upset because I didn't know how you had to pronounce the dash. She had a dash too. Great day in the morning. Shame on y'all. Torquise. Sheesh.
Tazamisha. Or was that Tazamisha?
Marquette.
Good Lord.
All right, you already called those out. I think Frank didn't have. Oh, you called Frank, didn't you? Yeah, Lee Rogers, all that. All right. Rat Man. Ken. If there's ever a Shaniqua or Lakeisha, they can fight. And if they sisters, boy, you in trouble.
Yeah.
Hey, yeah, they can fight, man. Don't mess with them. And say they don't have no hair. and they fold up a little more.
Hey, look, hey. No, that was a pigtail. That little pigtail, yeah. That would be strong, boy, yeah.
Oh man, she said Mona Zays, like mayonnaise, Mona Zays. Come on, man, why y'all do this to these kids? All right, man.
But before we leave,
this was fun.
I got to give my first cousins a shout. The whole family, all of them had nicknames. One of them name was Bullet Hook. Other one name was D-Dub. Chicken George was in this family.
Of course.
Then you had Teddy Boy, Sherder, and Scrookadank. That's what I don't know. That's what we called her, Scrookadank.
Scooby-Down is like a mustard down. It's actually the green version of mustard.
Yes, sir. All day, love them to death. Love them to death. But because whenever I go to North Carolina, if I get with them, I'm gonna have me a good time. Promise you. Gonna have a great time. Gonna have a great time.
Don't forget, you got Tay-Tay and his brothers. If Tay-Tay come around that corner, boy, y'all watch out. Aquan.
My sister's name was Puddin'. Mine was Kool-Aid. My nickname was Kool-Aid. Kool-Aid and Slick, because I used to I had good hair right here, and so it slicked down like his beard gonna be soon. So they was calling me Slick. They were calling me Slick.
Frank said, "JT, you from Buck Tussle?"
I used to love to go over their house. They lived on Cowhorn Road. Boy, we had a ball on Cowhorn Road.
Too funny.
Ooh, Ascot, what you got
Don't
for us,
forget
man?
Junebug and them. Oh yeah, hey June.
you always got a
if
Junebug.
Junebug come, it's really a problem.
Yeah, always got Junebug.
You right, Troy. Hey, if Junebug come, it's a problem.
Yeah. Most Junebugs strong and can fight.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Ride around with a bike with no seat on it.
I got a nerve to have somebody on handlebars. They ride like this and somebody on handlebars. Yeah.
Oh boy, all them. You right? Everything missing, boy. Junebug, the first one. That's funny.
Yeah. I'm in tears. Seriously.
Hey, on a serious note, once again, I talked about it before, but another incident happened. Put your weapons up, people. If you have children, get a lockbox. You can put it by your bed. They have them now where all you have to do is put any one of your fingers on it or a thumbprint, and you can open the box. It pops open. You can retrieve your firearm. Do not leave your firearms off. I was in, I almost said a place, but I was in a location, and a woman left her purse in the car, and the child got the gun, and the gun actually went off. Child wasn't hurt, but hey, it could have been a lot worse than what it was. So if you have a firearm, and I'm not just talking about the ladies. I mean, if you're a man and you put your gun in the armrest and you leave it there, that's an invitation for thieves. But it's also when you pick up the kids, or particularly because, when I had, my sons, when they're around, I leave my gun because they grew up hunting and being around firearms. But when friends came on, I'd always lock them up because kids want to touch guns. They see them, they want to touch them. So make sure you put the gun up so you don't have a tragic event occur. Put the guns up, lock them up. Or some people, the fact remains, you just shouldn't have a gun. If you're careless with it, if you don't know how to put it up, if you have a lot of kids, if you got 7 kids and you're a stay-at-home parent, you don't have a job, you might not want to get that firearm if you can't put it up out of their way. Because 7 kids like stair steps, they're going to climb and get the gun. Get a lockbox. I know every now and then police departments will give them out, but at least get a chain lock for the firearm. That's all I got.
And if you have a firearm, know how to use it.
Yeah.
So many folks got a gun, man, and don't know how to use it, don't know how to clean it, don't know what to do if it jams. There's so many different things. Everybody don't need a gun. That's the reality of it.
That part.
Yeah, everybody just don't need one, man. It's voting season. So we're gonna keep talking about it, man. We got some dope stuff coming up with some people running for different offices. Who was that lady from DeKalb County? What was she running? Was it DA? What was she?
Showing the options.
Judge. She runs for
She's a
judge.
judge. She's a
Yeah,
DA
running for
now.
judge.
We're looking to have her on the show next week.
That's right. She's a DA now, running for judge, which is dope. Black female.
We're gonna talk about domestic violence, and she's really
Specializing in it.
Yeah.
She's got a great story. But yeah, man, if you haven't registered to vote, make sure you register to vote. Get ready. These elections are coming fast. A lot of these elections are coming up because hers was like in May or something like that, wasn't it? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, people, listen. Look for your local elections, your city and state elections. Don't get mesmerized by what's going on in Washington. Find out who's running for city council. Find out who's running for your school board. Find out who's running for these local things, your mayors, your judges, your sheriffs. These are the ones y'all need to be focused in on. You know what I mean? Find out who's running for these offices. Because those are the ones going to affect you in everyday life. Every stuff in D.C., don't get mesmerized by that stuff. Make sure, think globally, vote locally. Think globally, vote locally. We're going to say it to ad nauseum. All right? And that's all I got.
I wanted to close out in regards to guy that I work with. His name is Chuck Brown. C. Nathaniel Brown. He has an award-winning docuseries on YouTube. It's about African Americans and dementia. Dementia is one of the quietest killers or quietest diseases that's going that people are not really paying attention to within the black community, and he's bringing a light to it. He's done a docuseries. He's having another premiere on April 6th here in Marietta at the NCG theaters. I just want to applaud him on doing something that a lot of people in our community don't do. You know, most of us making movies that has that has the shininess to it, the money, the fine women, the strippers, the rappers, and all of that type of stuff. But he's actually making a documentary about something in the community he's trying to bring an awareness to something that we as a community are not paying attention to. So he's also trying to partner with some people so that you can get early detection type of thing, early screenings. So if you get a chance, go on YouTube, just put in C. Nathaniel Brown, she'll pop up, and you'll be able to see his docuseries there. That's going to do it for me. Some other stuff, but we'll talk about that another time.
Real quick, we're on Facebook. On YouTube, folks, not Facebook. We're on YouTube Live. So make sure you subscribe to the channel. You ask people ask you about how to see it, focus them to YouTube channel. Tell them to go and subscribe to Klassic Konversations on YouTube. All right, Klassic Konversations on YouTube. We're pushing that YouTube channel. That's where we need everybody to start watching that. All the shows are going to be live on YouTube. All right, live on YouTube, no longer Facebook. So tell a friend, tag a friend. Tell a friend, tag a friend. Klassic Konversations.
And again, man, next month, we're going to do this dating series. It's going to be kind of crazy, for real. Next week, we're going to talk about domestic violence. Like I said, we're going to have a young lady up here that's running for office in DeKalb County, Tyasha Washington. Am I saying it right? No, I don't want to say the name wrong.
Sister Washington.
Sister Washington. There you go. Yeah, we're gonna do that next week. So we'll talk about domestic violence and some of the cases that she's come across as a DA. So yeah, that's gonna do it. Klassic Konversations with JT and Lo.
And that's a cop.
And we out. You dig?
Conversations with JT and Lo. You never know which way to redirect. Classic Conversations with JT and Lo. You never know which way to redirect. It's gonna go. Classic Conversations with JT and Lo. You never know which way to redirect. It's gonna Classic Conversations with JT and Lo. You never know which way to redirect. It's gonna go. Classic Conversations with JT and Lo. You never know which way to redirect. It's gonna Classic Conversations